We interrupt this program to bring you UNIKAL News, one of the best news outlet for those of you with 5 minutes or less attention span. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Heather Aziz, your news anchor today, and today I'm here to report on one of the suspected contributors to an international public health problem that is quietly affecting the University of Pekalongan, also known as UNIKAL. This issue is often ignored, very common, yet potentially very dangerous, and that is smoking and vaping. Rampant smoking and vaping on and around campus have exposed hundreds, if not thousands, of people to secondhand smoke every single week. Cigarettes and vapes have become a common sight in students' hands, not only outside campus buildings, but also in cafeterias, near street food vendors, and even in parking areas. For many students, smoking and vaping have become a part of their daily routines, something seen as normal, casual, harmless, and even good and cool in their eyes. However, the truth behind this habit tells a very different story. Most of us already know what cigarettes are and vapes. But for those who may not know, these addictive substances that you consume through your mouth and puff out the smoke have long been recognized as a major public health concern, long before modern transportation existed. Cigarettes exist long before chains were attached to a bicycle, or even vapes, with just cigarette 2.0. Very funny. Anyways, this soundtrack has made its way from local markets to the hands of students across colleges and universities throughout Indonesia. According to data from the Ministry of Health, approximately 70 million of Indonesian smokers, 7.4% of them were students. Yes, it is real. Students from schools, college, campuses, dorm, high school, middle school, elementary school, and even junior school. This statistic alone shows that the problem is not distant, it is not far away, it is already here, lurking amongst us, in the shadows behind the cafeteria. Smoking and vaping do not only harm the user themselves, people around them were also affected by constant exposure to smoke and vapor emitting from the cigarettes and the smokes from vapes. Each puff released into the air increased the risk of involuntary inhalation for non-smokers. This does not only prevent the individual health but also contributes to air pollution. The same stuff that was puffed out by factories and diesel management and even coal burning chimney on the cities, making campuses places meant for learning, studying, and growth less safe and less comfortable. One of the biggest misconceptions is the belief that vaping is a safer alternative to smoking cigarettes. Many students and even staff members believe that vape, both pens and pods filled with flavored liquids, are less harmful than traditional tobacco cigarettes. However, studies have shown that many vape products still contain nicotine and various toxic products. Despite being tobacco-free, as they call it, vaping can still cause addiction and increase the risk of serious health issues. I've seen many videos of them. Vape addict lost their vape pens or pods and ended up destroying their rooms or vehicles just to find one. And it's real. I've seen them. They almost hit someone else, even their family members, just to find one. And that is very dangerous. Rather than quitting entirely, some students switch from vaping back to smoking cigarettes. How unbelievable! Believing it to be a lesser or temporary solution, this behavior highlights a very serious lack of awareness and health risk for the smokers. Instead of reducing harm, this cycle often leads to stronger addiction, with many students consuming packs after packs of cigarettes and pods after pods of vape. posing their long-term health in even a greater danger, a mix of vape and smoking addiction. Just how could that go wrong? To address this situation, several steps can be taken by both of community and university. Clearer enforcement of smoke-free zones around campus is essential. Physical signs, announcement, and reminders, both digital and manual, both from phone and from people that's yelling, "Hey, you can't smoke there." That is very, very important. Providing designated smoking area away from academic spaces may also help reduce secondhand exposure. In addition, health awareness campaign they'll gather all people up into pavilion and have one people smoking at the front is very important. Alongside organizations and campus media, those can educate students about the real dangers of smoking and vaping. Most importantly, consistent enforcement and shared responsibility are needed to create a meaningful change for this community. Now, smoking and vaping may seem like personal choices, but within a shared environment like campuses, schools, and offices, their impact affects far more than just the individual. Healthy academic or corporate that lives depends not only on knowledge and achievement, but also on mutual respect and collective responsibility to each others. This is Lieutenant Haidar Aziz, reporting for UNIKAL News. Thank you for watching. See you next time.